Hi, Tony.
Hi.
Thank you for joining us.
It's a pleasure.
Well, in the IELTS Cafe, we try to help people understand how to approach the exam in a more practical way.
Good.
And I know you've been teaching it for a while now, so you are the best person to help us with this.
I'll do my best.
Okay, so we're talking about a very important topic, or a very important point about the speaking band descriptors, more specifically on the fluency and coherence part.
Yes, yeah.
So it's something that always comes up to me in my classes when my students come and ask, well, I don't know how to speak for a long time. I always feel that I'm giving very short responses, and that's not helpful, isn't it?
Well, you want to be able to show, certainly you want to show a range of vocabulary, a range of thoughts, but there are, natural breaks when we're talking. I mean, you're asking me a question, I'm responding, and as I'm responding, I'm thinking, so there may be some pauses as I try to express it in the best way.
So it's okay to pause?
I think it's okay to pause because when we speak, we naturally pause. If you look at some of the great speakers, some of the great orators, they use pauses as part of their speech. And it's a very natural thing to do, particularly if you're asked a question and you need to make more than just one or 2 points.
Right. So for example, in speaking part 1, it's a dialogue between the examiner and the examinee. And usually it's a question followed by an answer, when this is where people think it's very easy, but then it's not.
No.
Because they give very short responses. For example, what do you do? Well, I'm a teacher. What else can I say?
Well, I think you could say, I would say, I'm a teacher now, but I haven't always been a teacher. I've done a number of things before I came into teaching. So
this is where grammar plays part, and then you can really show off a variety of structures.
It's not just that. It's actually sort of making the answer rounded, because the answer to I am a teacher might be, well, how long have you been a teacher? Or what do you teach? That would be the next question. So I would think I am a teacher of English language, and I've been doing this for a number of years, but I did do other things before.
So what you're trying to say is it's a natural driven conversation, and it should come out as real as possible.
Yeah.
And this is where it gets a bit trickier with the intonation part.
Yes.
Because the examinee is obviously pretty stressed, and he's afraid if anything comes out wrong, then he might lose a lot of marks and stuff. So coming back to your point on pausing, and it's okay to pause, when is it not okay to pause?
I think if you're giving an answer and you say something like, and I think, I can't think of the word. That's the kind of thing that is a pause where you're showing that you haven't got that instant grasp of the language that you would need in a real life situation. And the real life situations are what you'll encounter when you're in an English speaking country. And people will ask you routine questions, and you'll have to understand the question. You'll have to give them as full an answer as possible.
Okay. Well, you guys heard it. It's okay to pause,
but not for too long.
Not for too long. Exactly. Okay.